My name is Daniel Stephani, and I'm 20 years old.
Got him.
I grew up here in Flagstaff, and so a lot of the community does hunt, and so the kids that I grew up with and hunt with were definitely family hunters as well. My dad definitely got me started hunting when I turned 10, but even before then, he was the one who brought me out to the woods every weekend growing up. My dad was taught how to hunt by his dad, so my grandfather, and then before then, my grandpa was taught by his dad, and on and on and on. I hunt either archery or with a rifle or shotgun, depending on the hunt. But I love doing archery is my favorite, just because I love shooting competitive archery. I love hunting with my bow. That's my favorite thing to do is shoot my bow, whether it be while I'm hunting or just for fun. I'd say my most memorable hunt was the first elk that I got with my dad. I was 10 years old exactly. It was my first big game hunt. First time I really actually got to experience hunting for myself from the hunter side rather than just being with my dad while he was hunting. And getting to be with him and my mom and my entire family all at the same time is just unbelievable. And then being able to harvest the animal for the food for the winter was just an awesome experience. I am currently a senior at NAU studying both criminal justice and wildlife biology in hopes of doing game and fish and wildlife, something in the outdoors where I can just pretty much live my life and get paid for a career that I know I do really well in. So there's definitely a lot of preparation that goes into a hunt. Everything's going to vary on what species you're after. If you're small game hunting, you're not going to have to prepare as much so as if you have an elk tag or a deer tag or antelope, whatever big game species you're talking about. When you get one of these tags, if you're super serious about wanting to tag out, a lot of people spend weeks and weeks in the field beforehand preparing glassing for these with your optics and just sitting, doing whatever it may be dependent upon the tag that you have, but to prepare yourself so you can become successful. If you're small game hunting, you're not going to be able to not have to take it as seriously in a sense where you can hunt most small game every year. You don't have to have a specific tag for it. You just have to have a valid license. It's going to be more of I can do small game hunting a lot more often than you are big game hunting. Today we're out here duck hunting. We're out here at Lake Mary here in Flagstaff. It's definitely really cold, which normally is a good thing for duck hunting since they're migratory birds, which gets them moving from north to south for their wintering grounds and their wintering season. But it's almost a little bit too cold. A lot of the lakes are starting to freeze over, which isn't a good thing because once the lakes start freezing over, the ducks, if they see that, they just keep on flying south and move to a little bit warmer climate where the water's still flowing. Another hunt we're doing is squirrel hunting. That we're doing with a 22 long rifle. That one's a really fun one. Another thing that we get to squirrel hunt with is archery. That was my favorite personally, and so that's what we'll actually be using. With archery squirrel, it's really hard because these squirrels are super fast. They go up into really, really tall pine trees here, and so it's a really fun but really hard hunt to do. When getting home from a hunt after being successful, you're going to want to go ahead and get yourself prepared for your next hunt potentially. So you're going to want to wash your camouflage, your clothing. You want to be prepared for the next time you need to go in the field so you're not rushing, because the worst thing you can do when you're hunting is rush something. Hunting, I wouldn't say, is 100% necessary, but a lot of things we do are not necessary. So it kind of brings up a whole nother spew of questions on whether or not regular beef is necessary anymore. Hunting wouldn't be necessary in certain communities, but in my opinion, I like to know where my meat is coming from, because I know I'm not a vegetarian, and this seems like the right thing for me to do. I plan on continuing hunting for the rest of my life and teaching my sons, and then for them to teach their sons, and it's kind of just a generation thing. It's in my family, and I don't see it ever stopping, really.